All right. So first, I just want to say welcome to our call tonight. My name's Emily Gibson, and I am here to talk to you a little bit about Plexus. And the point of this call is for you to see what we see, for you to feel what we feel, and for you to experience what we have experienced. And the friend who has invited you here tonight, that's why they've invited you here. They are hoping that you're going to be able to see a little bit about what they love about Plexus and what interests them specifically about the products and the business. And so hopefully by the end of this call, you will have experienced a little bit of why we love the products and the business so much, and hopefully come to the same conclusion that my family and I did, which is this was worth trying. Now, you are going to hear stories tonight, and you'll be invited to decide for yourself whether this could be a good fit for you or not. And Plexus, if you don't know already, is a gut health, skincare, and weight loss company. And they're all interrelated, by the way. For me personally, when I started Plexus 4.5 years ago, I was just looking to see if the products could help me. At the time, my kids were 7, 5, 3, and 4 months old, and I was just really, really tired. My body had stopped making breast milk because I was so exhausted and my nerves were through the roof, and I had a lot of stress just from having a second grader, a kindergartner, a preschooler, and a breastfeeding baby. And so when I started Plexus, I only started because I had a problem, and the problem was I couldn't make enough milk and I felt like crap. I was a healthy person walking around feeling like crap. And so you probably have a problem in your life that you are wondering, is Plexus going to help me with that? And it might be your health, it might be your finances, and what I'm here to tell you is the answer is yes to all of it. That's what makes Plexus so special, is that it does help all different areas of our life, no matter what our situation or health condition is. So the other problem, the bigger problem that I had outside of my health was, which is actually what finally got me to purchase Plexus, was I didn't want to pay for baby formula. And so because I didn't want to pay for baby formula, which was more expensive than the cost that I was looking at to pay for Plexus, I decided I would try Plexus for 2 months. And if it could bring my milk supply back, then I would have saved money. It was always all about money for me. And if you are someone who struggles with income, you can totally relate to that. At the time, my husband was working 3 different jobs, 6 days a week, and we were living paycheck to paycheck, which, if you are that way and you feel like you're the only one, you're not alone. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So I felt like I was the only one, and everybody else had more money than us, and everything we needed to do took money that we didn't have. We had $125,000 in debt. 75,000 of that was from my husband's doctorate degree for physical therapy. $30,000 was credit card debt, another $25,000 in medical bills just from, my daughter breaking her wrist on monkey bars at a friend's house. And my other son, we were taking down the trampoline the day after Thanksgiving, and we took the net down, and we had just undone the bottom of the net, and he jumped up against the side of the net, and because it wasn't done around the bottom, he went flying off, boom. And I remember I was on the phone with my stepmom and said, Brennan just broke his wrist, I gotta go. Even though I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I could just tell by the way he fell, I knew we were gonna be headed to the ER for x-rays and a cast. And we did, in fact, have to pay for those things, which was over $2,000 by the time we were done paying. We were self-employed, so everything comes out of pocket. We had health insurance, but our health insurance was basically, we paid $1,300 a month as a deductible, and then we had to, or as a premium, and then we had to pay $16,000 per person for a deductible before the company would pay 80%. So basically we paid everything, and then we paid everything more. So if you're someone who can relate to that, I see you and I feel you. We also owed $7,500 to the IRS, and we only had $500 in our savings account. Now, I remember feeling like if we could just save a little bit of money in our groceries every month, that we would get ahead. But that was really a lie that I was telling myself. We were never going to get ahead. It took us having Plexus be an income 7 times what we were making before. It took us 18 months of that to pay off our debt. And I'll tell you a little bit about that more at the end. But what I want you to know is that before Plexus, every single stressor in my life was aggravated by money, because no matter what we needed, whatever stress that we had, it always came back to, but we don't have enough money. And I was so tired of that. And so when the product started working for me and my health improved, not only could I not help myself from telling everyone about it because I wanted them to feel good too, I wanted my friends that were tired to not be tired anymore. I wanted them to be a happy mom instead of a mean mom. I wanted people like my mom who wanted to lose 10 pounds or get off their cholesterol meds. I wanted my friends' moms and my older friends to know that that was possible with Plexus also. I wanted people like my husband who relied on getting a Coke every single day at McDonald's. I wanted them to know that there was a better way to manage your headaches. And in turn, my husband lost 30 pounds because he didn't have to go to McDonald's. So the point of this is that I want you to know that there's a better way, and you're going to hear a few stories tonight. Now, for me personally, our financial life was not in great shape, as you've already heard. And that was because I was up worrying every single night. And so it magnified my existing anxiety. My husband was really just the babysitter of our kids. He pretty much only slept here. We would joke, oh, this is my house, you just sleep here, because he was working all the time. And I was worried about the toll physically that it was taking on him, but I also was worried about the loss of him not being around to help raise our kids. And I don't know when, but at some point I just decided that we're never going to have the American dream that we had always dreamed of having, and I sort of let it go. But then I got introduced to this crazy company called Plexus, and I remember telling my friend, you're crazy. I don't do these things. People that I know don't do these things. Except then something inside of me after about a month told me maybe I should do these things. Maybe I just need to be brave and take a small calculated risk, and I need to do this. And so now our life is very different. I am in the top 1% of our company. I make more than most people in my neighborhood, even the neurosurgeons and the orthopedic surgeons. And I recognize that not everyone wants or thinks that they need to make that type of income. I certainly didn't think that when I started. I was just looking to make an extra $1,000 a month so that Sean wouldn't have to work on Saturdays and he could be home for pancakes and soccer games and coaching basketball. Those were our dreams. And so maybe you're sitting here and you're thinking you'd like to make an extra $500 to $1,000 for your family. And for me, I think what that would feel like for you is less stress, maybe a little extra money, better sleep, more present time living in the moment with your family. Can I just tell you how liberating it feels to not have to worry about finances anymore? About a month ago, when COVID hit its peak, my husband, who had been with his physical therapy clinic for 10 years, he spent his entire career there. Literally overnight, he was let go. He was laid off. And had this happened to us 4.5 years ago, what would have happened is I probably would have cried for 7 days. I would have gone into a deep depression. I would have been so scared about how we were going to pay our mortgage and our bills and everything. But instead, when he came home and told me that he had been laid off, my first thought was, oh, you can build a treehouse for Dean. That's going to be so fun. We're going to have extra time, even more time together, because you're not going to have to go to work, even just 3 days a week, which is what he was doing then. So that's what I hope for you tonight, is that as you listen to our stories, you think about maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's something else. Maybe there is something to this. And just so you think it's not just me who's had success at this, I've invited my friend Brittany to share her story. She's actually only been doing this for 1 month, and she has made $800. So I just want to tell you, as you're listening to her story, what would $800 do for your family in the next 30 days? Brittany is a mom and a wife. She's also expecting, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her story. Brittany, go ahead.
Am I there?
Yep.
Okay. So, sorry, first time doing this. My name's Brittany, obviously, and I actually accidentally started doing this. When my friend from high school introduced Plexus to me, I was like, it was time for change for me and time for my health to change. And I was, I even told her, I was like, how do you, how do you even afford this? And she says, well, I accidentally got into the business because I started sharing. And I was like, oh, okay. And I knew that I wasn't going to start a business because I have a 2-year old, and like Emily said, I am expecting a baby. And I was so excited when I got my products because I had been dealing with a 6-day chronic headache, and it was not going away. And within the hour of taking Plexus, it went away, and I was just thrilled. And I shared on Facebook. I shared how I felt, how amazing it was making me feel, how I had no more headache and my chronic hip pain was gone. And I had so many people reach out to me that I didn't even know that were silently suffering. Who would have guessed? And they reached out to me and they're like, what are you taking? I don't care what it is. I want to be part of that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I told them, and they signed up. And within, because I signed up mid-April, right? Yeah. Okay. So that was 2 weeks in April. I signed up 5 people, and it went super fast. Like it was so much easier than I thought. It was people that were just, it was, the timing was right for them. They wanted change too, and they were just ready for that. And it was super easy. And next thing I knew, I'm getting a message from Plexus in my email that I got money. So I was like, well, sweet. I got money. I'm feeling great, and I got money. So I go in there and I was like, oh, wow. I think they made a mistake because that's a lot of money within 2 weeks. I was like, maybe, maybe I need to let my girls above me know that I think Plexus made a mistake, because they literally gave me over $622 with everything. And I was just like, happy dance. Like, I'm not kidding you. I was dancing like no one's business because that was so much money. And I honestly, like I said, I didn't even mean to do this. And when I started realizing how many people were silently suffering, I was like, this is awesome. I feel great, and I'm helping others feel great. And I've always wanted to be helping others. Like, I used to be a vet tech, and it just, it didn't work out because you don't make enough. But I've always wanted to help people, and that's what I've always done as previous work. And now I can do it from my house, and I can be with my son, and I can do things with my son while sharing this with other people. Um, and I ranked up pretty quick. It was like, I think within 2 weeks I was super silver, fast start silver. I don't even know what they call it. I'm so new. I'm sorry. Um, anyways, then I get going, we're a month in, and I get another email from Plexus, and they're like, we got more money for you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And this literally, it's like, thanks, Phyllis. This was where I realized this was paying for, it could pay for my mortgage, or it could pay for extra groceries that, you need on the table. But it was more mainly, I was super excited because I was bringing home an income to help my husband and to relieve that stress. And I felt good about it. Like, I felt super awesome to be able to share with people how awesome Plexus has been helping me. And so I was super happy that I accidentally started this in a way. But I'm also blessed to have started Plexus and be able to share with this huge support group that helps me through the whole thing too. So, but I think I hit everything that Emily
That's perfect, Brittany. Thank you so much. I love your story because you just got started and
Yeah.
it's just so authentic and real and people can relate. And so thank you so much for sharing your story. And maybe you are considering getting started just like Brittany was, and you maybe see a little bit of yourself in Brittany, and it really is just easy. And when you care about people around you, you realize that everybody needs these products because everybody has skin and everybody has a gut and everybody either wants to lose weight or they want their husband to lose weight or they just want to maintain their weight. And so you might also be someone who needs to gain weight. Maybe you're underweight. And so I'm so excited to introduce to you my friend Hannah, because Hannah, just so you don't think it's just like something that, moms with little kids can do, I've invited my friend Hannah to share her story. Hannah is a dog mom. She is a newlywed, and she has a totally different story about why she started the products and what the business has done for her. Hannah is 25. Is that right, Hannah? I always forget because I'm like,
Yes, 25.
yeah, I'm always like 24, 25, 23. She's 20 something. So if you have a 20 something person in your life that you love, pay attention to this story. Hannah, go ahead and share your story. Can you hear us, Hannah?
Hi, guys. Like Emily said, my name's Hannah. I'm 25. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. Maybe go upstairs.
Okay. Okay. That's better. Okay. Hi, my name is Hannah. Like Emily said, I'm 25. I'm a competitive soccer player. I'm a dog mom. And I started the products because I was having major stomach issues that kind of caused an obsessive compulsive eating disorder that ended up hospitalizing me. I was needing to gain weight back. And years later, I found Plexus. It solved those stomach issues that caused this horrible thing to happen. And within a few weeks, I was religiously taking them and loving them. And I never realized how horrible I was feeling until I felt so much better. And I think as young people, we assume that we're in the prime of our lives and that because we're young, we're healthy. And that our body's working fine. But it was such a wake-up call to see how much it helped in such a short amount of time that I knew that other people were needing this too, and other youngins. And so I decided to share with some friends, post on Facebook, see if there was any interest of people suffering. And I've just been so blessed to have had this business in my life, and me and my husband's life. Seeing Brittany share her story, it reminded me how amazing it was to start, but it also reminded me like how blessed I am to have the business I have now 3 years later, and that it's still just as exciting. Getting a paycheck is amazing. Owning our cars and our phones, being able to get our dog. My husband was able to stop working so that he could figure out what he wanted to do for a career. And him working full time was kind of holding him back from figuring that out. And so with my income, with Plexus, I was able to bring him home, and he's been able to figure out what he wants to do. We say as when he grows up, and he has decided that and is an apprentice. And so I'm just really thankful for the fact that anyone can do this. And when you set your mind to it, that anything can be accomplished. And hearing Emily say that Sean lost his job, it made me, and her saying, "Oh yay, you can build the treehouse for Dean," or with no stress on finances. That's such an amazing, it's such an amazing opportunity that everyone has, and that I'm excited to accomplish and help others to accomplish. So I love the company. I love what I do. And anyone can do this. So
Hannah, thank you so much. Now, at age 25, I know that I was working about 20 hours a week and I was getting paid $800 a month. That is what my income was at your age. So what do you make per month with Plexus?
in between $3,000 and $4,000.
I mean, that's just like, that's more than I made as a school teacher when I graduated after going to college for 4 years. So that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Like, what an incredible business opportunity. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Hannah. I just really appreciate it. So now just to kind of close up here, at the beginning, I told you that when I started Plexus, I started because I couldn't afford baby formula. So I chose Plexus because it was a less expensive option than baby formula. We are now 4.5 years later, completely debt free of that $125,000 in debt. We no longer owe the IRS any money. We actually pay them more in taxes than we used to make in a year, which is an amazing blessing that this business has brought our family. And I'm so happy to write that check, as much as I hate doing it. It's a blessing. We have a significant amount of savings that we have invested in certain things. We have our first home that we purchased, that we rent out, and we purchased our dream home. So not only did we buy our dream home, but we also have a residual income property in our first home that we saved and rented out. So the reason why I share these things with you is for you to see that maybe you are just someone who is sitting here tonight and you're thinking, there's no way that I can do this, because that's what I thought. That is 100% what I thought. When I joined Plexus with my friend Brooke, she's an ICU nurse married to an ER doctor. And I vividly remember seeing her do this business thinking, it's really too bad I could never do that. No one would listen to me. I'm not a nurse. And so what I want you to know is I want to encourage you that you should take the leap of faith, because if I can do it, you can do it, and we can teach you. We are dedicated to teaching people. And the great thing about this business is you don't have to have a degree to know how to do it. The only thing that you need to do is have curiosity, be teachable, and have a desire for change. So there might be some of you that are also thinking, I don't know, maybe I just want to try the products first. That was also me, so I can relate to that. We have room for you too, so don't worry. We would love to have you as well. I know Brittany, that's why she started, and also why Hannah started. So that's pretty much where all of us started. That's a great place to start, and we can just start you on a product route first if that's the case. As a matter of fact, there's actually a program that we have where we can teach you how to get your products paid for. And this month in Plexus, you can make over $600 by sponsoring between 3 and 6 people. So there's a huge opportunity there. If you're someone that's thinking, I would like to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. Maybe you're working already and you want some extra money and you'd like to have a different job. Maybe you have to look for part-time work anyway. We have a program to teach you too. You don't have to be an expert. Like we've said many times tonight, Hannah's 25, doesn't have a college degree. You don't have to be an expert. I have a college degree, but I'm definitely in elementary education. Like, I'm not teaching at a school right now. So I'm so grateful for this. Brittany was a vet tech. There's everything from hairdressers to stay-at-home moms to high school graduates to nurses to doctors to pediatricians that we have on our team. So there's really room for everyone. There are some of you that are probably asking yourself, maybe not even consciously, but maybe in the back of your mind, you're thinking, are there any leadership opportunities here? And can somebody actually make a professional level income? And the answer is yes, absolutely. I would never have believed it without doing it myself. And we are looking for people who see themselves as leaders. So if you see yourself as a leader, all you would have to do is identify yourself as a leader, and we would help you in our leadership development programs so that you could develop whatever level of income that you are interested in. So what I want you to do tonight is get with the person who invited you to this call. They're actually going to be messaging you right after we hit end meeting, and they're going to ask you to see if you see yourself as a 1, which would be a product user first, or a 2, which would be a part-time job of $500 to $1,000 per month, or a 3, which would be professional level income or a leadership opportunity person. So tell them whether you are a 1, 2, or a 3 and where you see yourself. And in closing, what I want to offer you tonight is a special offer where we just want to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be on this call with us. We appreciate you listening to our stories and hearing about what this business has done for us and what we know it can do for you too. And so as a gift and sign of our gratitude, we are going to give you a $20 rebate that you can utilize in the next 24 hours. So this will make your membership completely free, because right now it's only $9 to join Plexus. So not only would we be paying for your $10 membership, but we're also paying for your shipping and some of your taxes. So hooray for that. So those of you who are ready to get started in the yes, for new ambassadors who join with a welcome pack. Thank you, Phyllis. So if you are ready to get started tonight, you can message your friend right now. She can help you sign up right now, but you do have 24 hours to take advantage of that $20 off rebate. So thank you so much for your time. We're so grateful that you listened to our stories tonight, and we're grateful that you were here. Have a good one, guys. Bye.